Now, once we are clear with this data concept, now we understand what data is. If I need to start my journey in the data domain, then we need to focus on understanding one very important question. Can you brief me about roles in data? What are those roles available in the data domain for me? Because unless I will be understanding the roles in data, it is going to be really difficult for me to understand like how these things are working in the organizations. Because not just data analysts, there are some other roles also available in data domain. For them also understanding these things are important. So we are talking about the real foundation things right now. In terms of data, four roles are very important for us to address. What are those four roles? Role number one that we have is data administrators. Second role that we have is data engineers. The third role that we have is data analyst. And the fourth role is your data scientist. So if we have these four important roles or designations available in data domain, what they are supposed to do? Because if we are working as a data analyst, like later or sooner, you will be definitely interacting with these like people also. You have to interact with data admins, you have to interact with data engineers. So what kind of responsibilities do they have? You need to understand these things. Unless you understand that, you won't be able to like communicate as a team. And that's where we say understanding these roles are important. If I talk about data admins, they are responsible for defining the security and compliances for your data. And their aim is just to improve the application. They don't want anything else. Whatever security, whatever indexing, or any kind of implementation they are making at the data side of it, they just have one aim that the application should work fine. If my end user is interacting with the app and they want to put something, they want to retrieve some data, my database should be processing that request in the near real time. It should be real quick. And that particular aim is your like data admins are just focusing on that particular part. They will not even think about the backend team that if my backend team will be doing some processing at the backend, it will be difficult for them to retrieve the data. They don't care about the same. They just want if your application is working well, that this configuration is good. Doesn't matter how complex it is at the backend. They just want to improve the performance of the application and maintain the security and compliances for your data. So this is what your admins are like destined to do. Based on that, if they will define or like mention what kind of security they need, what kind of configuration they need, they can ask data engineers. They are the one who are actually implementing the things. They are implementers. They are going to implement the things that admins are telling you. Like admin has prepared a map that, okay, we'll be having a database with five tables and five tables, how they will be connected with each other. And also the indexing of each table, the name of tables, schema, security, all of those things. Who will be implementing this? Your data engineers is going to implement that thing for you. They are the one who is responsible for movement of the data, entries, schema defining, and all of these things. So they are doing it as per the instructions given by your data admins, and they are going to implement that thing for you. Who are data analysts? The person who is supposed to find out some insights, like extract insights from data. I have the raw data. I want to find out some insights from there. So that data should make sense to me. And that kind of like that task is given to data analysts because they are supposed to use some techniques to find out such kind of specific details. Like we are trying to fetch some important things inside from the data that how we can analyze it. Then we have this data scientist. This role is very close to our data analyst, right? We feel like data scientists are doing the same insight things. They're also focusing on analysis, but the scope is different. Your data analyst is having a scope of department, while your data scientist is working at the business level. They are working with the R&D team, research and development team. They are working on different type of data. And if you discuss in terms of technicality, they are more technically sound. What does it mean exactly? A data analyst need not to be technically sound at the programmings like Python, R language, or M language. These things are not mandatory for data analysts because we have low-code, no-code tools like Power BI that we can use directly for creating the reports and visualize our data. But for data scientists to find deeper insights and work on the data like survey data or some sort of R&D to understand the market analysis, you will be using some technical skills over there, like working with the R language, working with Python, working with M language, and you have to be really good at this. And that's why we say technical, like data scientists are going to be technically more sound as compared to your data analyst job. Although on the way of your data analyst journey, you will get an opportunity to explore all of these things. That you will be able to explore M language, R language, Python. If you get expertise in that, then obviously there is a way you can like switch to data scientist role, not just limited to your data analyst. I hope so far this thing is clear to you that what are those roles available in the market, because we are going to focus on this data analyst role, that how we can analyze the data, the static data that we have. Doesn't matter what type of data it is structured, unstructured, or semi-structured. I will be analyzing that data. And for that thing, I have to focus on understanding my, like what tool I will be using, what are those tasks I will perform. So we have to understand our responsibilities. We'll be understanding about data analysis. That as a data analyst, I will perform data analysis. So what does it mean? We'll be focusing on that particular part now. Any confusion so far? Anything you want to ask? Feel free to discuss on that.